Go down the basement every day, probably 6, sometimes 7 days a week. Have to put the headphones on because the saws are so loud. Play some Jane's Addiction, play a little reggae. I have the reggae down there now. Most of the artwork still is Sandy Storm salvage wood, Seaside Boardwalk salvage wood. I have 4 kids, and then my wife, Elisa. There's 6 of us, so when people invite us to a party, we're half the party because there's 6 of us showing up. So we lived in New Jersey here for about 8 years now. Right after Sandy, I started volunteering down in Belmar. So my kids were off for like almost 3 weeks. So I started grabbing them and bringing them down with me too to volunteer. So as I was walking down 16th, I would see like large sections of the old gray Belmar boardwalk just floating down the road. Police or construction dudes were just throwing it in the dumpster and telling me I couldn't take it. And in my eyes, they're throwing away the history that this wood had. Seeing the pain and everything that happened during the storm being just thrown away and discarded as if it never meant anything, to me is what it was all about. In my mind, they were throwing their family and their homes and they were throwing it in a dumpster and just shipping it away like, all right, there goes the house. Don't throw this history away. This is your parents' house. But for me, I thought of this as just a little way to give back to some of these families to make something out of their houses. And they could see it was their cabinet door. I get the chills. They could see the mantelpiece from their house. And to take some of that stuff and make them a piece of art that they can hang at their new house, doing that is what meant everything. Now the pieces of art have wood from everywhere, from Belmar, Brick, Manahawkin Shores, Asbury, Beach Haven West. So when someone gets a piece of art, they have a little bit of history. I rip everything down the table so to make it manageable because a lot of the beams are huge. But then I just cut it with a chop box, jigsaw, router, everything. I have 100 saws down there. Taking, a huge storm and being lucky enough to make a couple pieces for different people that were hugely affected and lost everything they had. That's for me is kind of where it started and kind of where it's finishing.
Surf Taco. Good food, good people, good vibe. Eat tacos!